here it is, part three of my Epic Commodore 64 pickup, games with manuals and games in box. Yes, I can't wait to show you. Over 80 games, here we go! In the first video of the series, you saw that I was able to sell a few items from the lot already, kind of non-video game related stuff. Just to give you an update here, a few more items that were in the lot that I was able to sell on eBay or through Craigslist. The first item was a complete Commodore 128 system with the keyboard, monitor and disk drive, and all the power cables and the serial cables and all the hookups. I was able to sell that locally to a guy who was getting back into Commodore stuff. Sold all of that for about 100 bucks. So I'm glad. It was pretty cool talking to the guy getting back into gaming just like I am actually, so that was kind of interesting. The next thing that I sold was a Commodore 128 power supply. There was actually a second Commodore 128 in there that I didn't have a chance to test, and I tested it out, but it wasn't working too well, so we'll be able to sell that for parts for like 25 bucks. But I was able to sell the power supply that I knew that worked. I was able to sell that for 40 bucks on eBay. Another item, just a user's manual for a VIC 1541 floppy disk drive with the test demo disc. Sold that for about 10 bucks. And then there was an Occam 820 printer in there. That's a color printer. And I was able to sell that for 35 bucks on eBay. And I think I was able to sell it for that because it came with a lot of ink. And that in itself, I guess, if you have to buy by itself, is kind of valuable. So there was a lot. I just put all the ink that I found in the lot with that matched that printer, put it all in the lot, and was able to get some money from that. There is a lot more hardware and stuff that was in the lot, but I'm going to cut it off as far as showing you all that stuff. I just want to show you all the games now, so let's get right down to it. Okay, I have about 80 plus games to go through, so I'll go really quick. Kidware C64 disc. Actually, these do have some value to it. I have seen these sold for about 10 to 20 bucks. Kind of like a grouping like this on eBay, so just a bunch of kids titles in there. Pool of Radiance, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons game. Not in the box, but has the manual and the quick start card, so that was kind of cool. Another Advanced Dungeons and Dragons game, Hillsfar. Has a cool map inside, but it has the manual and the disc. La la! Very cool. Defender of the Crown. Defender of the Crown. I don't know why I can't talk properly sometimes, but with the manual there. And awesome game, Summer Games with the manual. If you have not checked that out, please do. Very cool. The Bard's Tale, the first one. Both discs, and also has the command summary card on that. Ooh, and it did have the manual. I don't think it's the full manual. Looks like the cover is ripped off there, but came with a manual of sorts, I guess. Racing Destruction set. And Tetris. It's by Spectrum Holobyte. This one has like a serial number on the top of the label with the manual. So I did not know that Tetris did come. I know it came out for pretty much every system, but I actually did not know it came out for the Commodore, so there you go. This game by Bruce Carver, awesome game. I played this game tons when I was a kid. Raid Over Moscow, awesome game. A lot of elements to it, a lot of, it's just fantastic. Very cool game for the Commodore 64. And again, a share data game with the silver label. Game show game, Wheel of Fortune. I remember playing that a lot as a kid. And Victory Road, aka Card Warriors Part 2. I found this box in a previous lot, so I was able to match it up with this, what I found in the lot. Lode Runner by Broderbund, pretty cool classic title. And the game that I was really looking for and I did not own in its original state, Ghostbusters by David Crane, did come with a manual there. And you saw in the retrospective the awesome Ghostbusters review and the ad for the game. That was so cool. A game, I couldn't find anything much about it. I haven't played it yet. By BCI Software, called Task Force. Man. And one of the, I think this may be, and you can correct me in the comment section, this may be one of the earliest form of sim games. This is called A Computer Owner's Guide to the Care of and Communication with Little Computer People by Activision. And this comes with the disc and the label there, but pretty much it looks like you have a bunch of people hanging out in the house and they react to their environment. Haven't played it yet, but it does sound like The Sims. I think this is the first Sims game, but feel free to correct me in the comments section like I said. A game called Gunship. Disc label's kind of falling off there, but it does have the keyboard. Put that over your keyboard so you know what all your quick keys are. Creative Contraptions by Firebird. I was just like looking through the ads and I saw a lot of Firebird games, and those games seem pretty cool. I don't have too many of them. Actually, I'll show you another one here soon. But War in Middle Earth, instruction manual, and it has the original game. It has the map, it has the manual, and there's actually backup copies too. The guy that I got this lot from, he had a lot of backup copies of stuff. Another game from Firebird, Go Go the Ghost and Collapse. So two in one. Adventure Creator by UXB. Another game, don't know much about, Kung Fu 2 Sticks of Death. Sounds violent. If you can have some sticks and kill someone with them, I'm pretty sure that is, yeah, pretty violent. This sounds like a educational title, Melody Hall, Cave of the Word Wizard. And a game that I remember playing on the Commodore a lot when I was a kid. I love golf, as you saw in my golf simulation video. Here's one, Leaderboard Golf. This is the triple pack, so I can't wait to play that. Pretty awesome golf game for the Commodore, from what I remember. I played that game a lot. Scrabble, nothing too special there. Never heard of this game, but it looks pretty cool. This one's called Captain Blood with the manual. Another game that looks pretty awesome, Modem Wars by Electronic Arts. Alright, a war simulation game, Conflict in Vietnam. I don't know why I said Vietnam. Vietnam. I guess I was reading my line. I don't know. Airborne Ranger by Microprose. Pretty cool. And other educational game, Adventures in Colorland. It has a different color disc there. So I thought that was cool. Here's a couple more educational games. Tink Tonk Tonk in the Land of Buddy Bots. Buddy Bots? Alright, whatever. Leaps and Bounds. And an early Sierra game, trademark of Sierra Online, Donald Duck's Playground. I have seen this sold for 20-30 bucks, just the disc, so that's pretty neat. Peanuts Maze Marathon, another educational game. And this one looks pretty cool. It's called Fantastic Animals. This one to show you the disc. I mean, even it's from Bantam Software, but that's the color of the disc. And then the front of it, I mean, it looks like all these different, some mosaic of animals there. That's just cool to look at. So for that to be on the actual disc, that's pretty awesome. So I didn't find that in my research, if it's worth a bit, but I would say that it is, because, you know, based on the artwork there. Here's another game, Spitfire 40. Looks like a air flight simulation game. A game called Bulldog. Don't know much about that. And just a couple more here. Video Poker and Vegas Jackpot by Mastertronic. And the last one, which I should have paired up with the earlier game, Summer Games 2. So I got Summer Games and Summer Games 2 in that lot, both by Epics. Very awesome stack of games there with manuals. And finally, all of the boxed games. here we go. I'm gonna show you the good stuff right off the bat. Inside the lot, five Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Gold Box games. These two I already own, so I will be selling them off. Champions of Krynn, Curse of the Aesir Bonds. These are all complete with the wheels, the code wheels when applicable. And the other one's Death Knights of Krynn, Gateway to the Savage Frontier, Secrets of the Silver Blades. Each of these games goes for plus or minus 20 bucks each. So these three I do not own already, so awesome to add some more gold box games to my Commodore 64 collection. Another game that was in there, The Hunt for Red October. It's like a war strategy involving the Hunt of Red October. And I just showed you summer games with the manual, but there's actually summer games in box with the manual complete. So very cool there. Another game I never heard about, Into the Eagle's Nest. Aces of Aces by Accolade. Another flight sim. Racing Destruction set, showed you that earlier with the manual. Here it is complete in the box. And this game looks interesting. Suspended, a Cryogenic Nightmare. There's actually a cooler version of this with like a mask and like a regular box type setup. That one goes for like $100 just because it probably looks so freaking cool, and it's probably rare too. I actually did have that with just the disc and manual. I forgot to show you that earlier. Death in the Caribbean by Microfun. Looks like a graphics. The box is beat the heck, but graphic text adventure there. Remember playing this a lot. Test Drive by Accolade. Picking your awesome car. Try not to fall off the cliff while you're driving, hit other cars, or get pulled over by the cops. That's what I remember from that game. A tactical game of modern land warfare called Overrun. Looks interesting as well. Make Your Own Murder Party. The Big Kill and Empire. That is by Electronic Arts. So I don't know if this is a game you just play on the computer, but if you actually have a murder party and use the Commodore while you're playing the murder party. I will find out eventually. Risk. Another game that looks pretty cool by Mastertronic, Overlord. Looks like a space, you know, flying in space type of strategy game. A couple, these two games I already own, and we'll be selling them off. Sim City, very cool, and Infiltrator. That game is cool. Again, I had this game and played it without the manuals and just playing random buttons trying to progress and get somewhere. And I do remember getting a little bit from that method, but it will be much cooler to have the directions now and be able to play those games again. Oh, we're not done. We got a lot more here yet. Sargon 3, cool chess game. Another chess game that was in there, Chessmaster 2000. Looks like a Daredevil, Harrier Flight, and Combat Simulation Software, High Roller. That's by Mindscape. And I alluded to the Zorks in my other video, but here we go. Zork 1 and Zork 2. Cannot wait to play these. I think I remember doing Zork, original Zork, when I first, back in the day. I think I remember playing that a little bit. Family Feud in the box. You can knock game show games, but I love game shows. I grew up watching game shows. I remember playing this game a lot, Wheel of Fortune a lot, Jeopardy a lot. I do love these games, so very cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to do well like on the Jeopardy game, because all the questions are like 30 years old now, so we'll see what happens. Commodore's International Soccer, you'll get a kick out of it in the box. That's a little rare, I think. Another game. This is actually a cartridge game. I forgot to show this in the cartridge lot. But Choplifter in the box from Broderbund. That's a cartridge game. This may be Commodore International Soccer. Yes, that is a cartridge game as well. And oh man, I forgot that I had this in there. A Spy Hunter in the box. Now that looks like a disc in there. Is there a disc in there? Yeah, a disc in there. There's, I think, a cartridge version of that, which would have been very cool to have. But I'll take that. I like arcade ports for the Commodore. Very cool. SSI. This isn't a like Dungeons and Dragons game. This is actually computer baseball. So I don't know if that's more of a managing type of thing. Oh, this looks cool. Mastertronic. It looks like a budget type of set here with a bunch of games on it. Street Beat, Rapid Fire, Cage Match, Agent X2, Pipeline 2, and Destructo. Pretty cool. Oh man, another classic by Data East, Commando. Very awesome. This game looks like it's in awesome shape. Star Trek: The Kobayashi Alternative. And this has pretty much procedures manual. And the book looks awesome. I don't know, it actually looks like a little novel, and in the back there's a bag containing the disc. And another manual there, so very cool. That looked special. Super Huey 2 Helicopter Flight Simulator. And also a big fan of Monopoly. And here we go, having it on the Commodore 64. I think I remember playing like a ghetto version of this back in the day, and that could have been a type-in program. But that actually looks pretty decent. All right, we're on the last stack. Super Cycle by Epix. Kind of looks like Outrun. Looking at the back there. Pretty cool. Flight Simulator 2. It's the type of game is shown in the title. And this is a game that I showed briefly. It's the arcade game Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I did not know that it was available for Commodore. There's some screenshots. What I don't like about some of the box games is that they don't show the screenshots for the system you're buying for. They usually show the screenshots for the system that has better graphics. That always kind of irked me for some reason buying these games. I think if you buy the game for the system you want, they should show the graphics of that system on the box. As my pet peeve, I'm done ranting about that. The Bard's Tale 3, Thief of Fate. Fairly valuable game, 30-40 bucks I believe, and a cool dungeon crawler there. I have 1, 2, and 3 now. Had some issues making a character disc with the first one, and it actually messed up 2 of my hard drives, and I just had to clean them. So I don't know if the I'm pretty sure like the blank disc I was using was bad and messed that up, or maybe it was the backside of the Bard's Tale 2 that messed it up. So I haven't played the Bard's Tale for that reason, but as you can see, I have tons of other games to play. Deadline and Infocom Adventure. And we got One-on-One, Dr. J and Larry Bird. We got Infiltrator in a better condition, so there were actually 2 copies in that lot, so I'm selling the one that doesn't look as nice. I'll keep the nicer one for myself. And here's what I was talking about earlier, Jeopardy. There's actually 2 copies in here. First one, and then there is a... are they the same? Oh, there's the first one and the second. So there's 2 second edition. I don't know why they're both in there. Starcross by Infocom. And the last one, Steel Thunder by Accolade, tank simulation game. Alright guys, thanks for bearing with me. I showed you a lot of stuff. First video showed you games without manuals and the cartridge games. Video number 2 showed you all those magazines that I found. Video number 3 showed you the best of the best games with manuals and games in box. There are still tons of stuff that I did not show you just because of time constraints. But I spent only $150 for all of this stuff. So do you think that I got a deal? I think so, but let's just do it for formality's sake.
Not sure any kickback now would suit the situation.
Utterly amazing. I cannot believe the guy only wanted 150 bucks for all this stuff. But it sounds like he just wanted to get the stuff out of his house, and like you and me, I'm glad to take a bunch of cool, awesome retro video gaming stuff for a very, very minimal price. So it worked out for both him and I. And I'm gonna enjoy this stuff for years and years to come, looking at it in my collection and being able to play the games and enjoy them with some nostalgia, because the Commodore 64 was the first system that I owned to play games on. So this is gonna be really awesome going through this stuff. Hopefully all the games work. They're on floppy disks, so no guarantees. Oh man, so awesome. And I love getting good deals too, and finding stuff in the lot as I'm going through it. That is such, you know, it's kind of like finding treasure. It's just very, very cool. Just kind of like that PlayStation 2 lot that I got at a very good price. A lot of awesome games in there as well. If you haven't checked out that video, please do so. Anyway, viewers like you make this channel awesome, so please get this channel off the ground and spread it to all your friends and family who like retro video games and stuff like that. Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, do what you need to do, and I greatly appreciate it. I do have some awesome pickup videos coming very soon after this that I already produced, but I had to get this one done because this is like a month in the making, really. So again, make sure you give a thumbs up to the video, comment in the section if you have any questions on the games or suggest any games that I should play first. So again, thanks for watching. I'm Brendan, aka Mr. Weaverface. Take care. I can't wait to play these games.
It was just some conversation.